I would like to invite DG South Asia at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Government of Pakistan, Dr. Muhammad Faisal. He's in a hurry. He has to attend a very important meeting, a government meeting. Let me not spill all the beans right now here from the podium, but a very important meeting that has to do actually with Kashmir also, partially. And he will give us quickly some remarks on public diplomacy and lobbying to help conflict resolution. And of course, tomorrow he's going to the border, and he will be witness to the opening of the very important corridor. I'm sure you're going to have something to say about that as well. So Dr. Faisal, please, you have the stage.
Thank you very much, Ji. With your permission, Madam, I begin. There are some remarks prepared here, but since Ahmed mentioned Kartarpur so briefly, we start from Kartarpur. This government, when it came to power, immediately the Prime Minister said that if the Indians take one step, we will take two. So, it's a bada expression of peace and interest, and a peaceful neighborhood couldn't have happened. And then he wrote, in a reply to Prime Minister Modi's letter, he wrote to Prime Minister Modi 19th of September, outlining a complete roadmap that what do we want to do with India. It included that we are ready to discuss and resolve the Jammu and Kashmir dispute, Siachen, Sir Creek, people-to-people contacts, religious tourism, etc., etc. It also said that we are ready to discuss terrorism. And it said that the SAARC summit may now be held, and welcomed Prime Minister Modi to visit Islamabad so that a dialogue can be started and we take it forward. There was a bit of a hesitation on the part of our Indian friends, and they said yes on the 20th of September, and on 21st they stepped back. And the meeting that was proposed between the two foreign ministers to be held on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly could not be held. Without going into the details, the important point I want to drive home is that the government and the Prime Minister persevered despite this hiccup. And tomorrow we have a phenomenal thing happening, that we will be opening the Kartarpur corridor. Groundbreaking will happen tomorrow, opening subsequently ho jayega 5-6 माह में, and inshallah. And this would permit the Sikhs from India to come to Pakistan without visa through this corridor, especially for the 550th birth anniversary of Baba Guru Nanak, who is revered on both sides of the border. So this is a huge success. So you have to persevere, you have to sustain your narrative. There would be hiccups. As Ahmed said, and very rightly, India-Pakistan relationship is not a smooth operation. We have had 3-4 wars amongst us. There are too many misunderstandings. So you would need leadership qualities like I just explained in the last 3 months to overcome these obstacles and persevere and reach an objective. Regarding public diplomacy and lobbying, the first thing that we all need to understand is that diplomacy has fundamentally changed in the 21st century. No longer is it about crusty old men sitting across the table negotiating over nuances over some obscure document. Diplomacy now is about public perception, what we are doing now. This is all that diplomacy is about now. How the general populace perceives your case and what degree of sympathy or otherwise they feel for your cause. It is therefore critical for us to evolve with the times so we can thrive in the world of Twitter and Facebook, in the world of instant information. This is especially important for the cause that is dearest to us all, the Jammu and Kashmir dispute. To that end, the Foreign Office has been making efforts towards reaching out to a wider and younger demographic for quite some time now. Specifically, in the context of highlighting the Jammu and Kashmir dispute, this has involved organizing of lectures, seminars highlighting the Jammu and Kashmir dispute. This is done both inside the country and globally. Arranging of photo exhibitions depicting Indian atrocities in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Media interviews by foreign ministers as well as ambassadors abroad to local media focusing on the Jammu and Kashmir cause. screening of documentaries at universities and think tanks that provide a background to people unfamiliar with the nature of the conflict, holding of rallies, demonstrations on Kashmir Black Day as well as Kashmir Solidarity Day, publication of articles in leading newspapers internationally, locally, of course. Last but not the least, a more elaborate and more extensive use of social media, both by the Foreign Office as well as our missions abroad. Effective use is also being made of all this by the NGO sector. The Jammu and Kashmir Council for Human Rights, for example, it reached out to the OHCA, the Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights. Other NGOs have done similar things. And the report that came out of OHCHR definitely has inputs from the NGO sector, from government sector, from and many other distant sources as well. The report that came out, as Ahmed said, 2018 being one of the most important years in the recent history, the Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights it's a very comprehensive report. We have been saying all this for years and years and years. Now the UN is saying this. So this is a massive step that has to be registered, that this is not Pakistan saying it. This is the international community saying it now. The report has almost been mirrored by the UK Parliament's all-parties parliamentary group on Jammu and Kashmir, APPKG. It has a similar report. Both the reports recommend the visit of Commission of Inquiry, both to AJK and to IOK, which we support, that the Commission of Inquiry is welcome to visit AJK and also visit Srinagar and report on it. We have nothing to hide. We are welcoming them. We have already welcomed the IPHRC, the Independent Permanent Human Rights Commission of OIC. It has already visited Pakistan and a comprehensive report has been issued, which has been circulated in the UN also. It reflects on the situation as it is in AJK and whatever the IPHRC's perception is of the situation in IOK. And we have urged India, the OIC has urged India that they should be permitted to visit the Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir to see the situation, the factual situation on the ground. It is due to these reasons and many more that not only our policy makers but also our youth, who are our future, understand the potential that public diplomacy and lobbying represent. In today's world, you don't need to be a formal office holder like me to represent your country in an effective manner. It is you who are our ambassadors, who are not bound by rules and laws of the government. You are free to express yourself. You have Twitter at your hand. You have Facebook with you. You need to use these tools, and you need to learn how to use these tools to effectively project the position that we have. All you need is a social media account, your laptop, and you can play just as big a role, if not bigger, in highlighting issues that are closest to us, Jammu and Kashmir, of course, being one of them. Lobbying, of course, has resulted, as Ahmed also mentioned. The former Prime Minister of Norway was in Pakistan 2 days ago, yesterday and the day before, and he is doing a lot of work on Kashmir. He visited India also. So he came to Pakistan last year also. So there are people who are raising voices to resolve the Jammu and Kashmir dispute. He was very open about discussing this and saying it even to Pakistani media. He had an interview on PTV, which ran yesterday, that India and Pakistan have to resolve it. Even if they do it bilaterally, they have to talk about it, have to find a solution, and more importantly, the human rights violations have to end. This is the first thing that has to happen. The human rights violations which are being documented by international media, forget it. By Pakistan, forget it. By Indian media and Indian sources, that has to end. You can't have an 18-month-old girl blinded by pellet gun wounds and then say that this is an internal matter. This is not on. This can't be accepted, and we will not accept that. Lastly, I hope my words will encourage the young people sitting here to take on a more active role in promoting the interests of this country. And I hope that the rest of us will be able to reorient ourselves in time to adequately and effectively represent our country in front of the international community. I thank you all. Thank you very much, please.
Dr. Faisal, thank you very much. The DG South Asia, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and also the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.